Alright fellas, how you all doing? Thank you for tuning in, I hope you're going well. And I've got a discussion video for you guys today on how to do survival horror well. And the gameplay you guys are seeing in the background is Metro Last Light. And just pay attention to the atmosphere in this game, because this is the perfect example of how to do a survival horror game well. Just pay attention to the audio if you guys can hear it. Even those creepy mutated flying creatures in the air, just everything about this game, even the way that your character holds the gun, is just adds to the atmosphere of this game. And especially all this wind and stuff being blown in my face, and how I'm actually going to have to wipe down your mask, that just adds to the atmosphere in this game. And this is the perfect example of how to do a survival horror game well, because having non-stop action and blowing people's heads off is not survival horror. That is action. There's a difference, and tons of people get that confused. Not knowing where enemies are, having enemies come up behind you out of nowhere, and having intelligent AI to fight against, that is terrifying. And this is the perfect example of a game that does that. And also The Evil Within. So The Evil Within and Metro are two games I'm going to be talking about a lot in this video, because they are the two best examples of how to do a survival horror game well. I guess you could say Outlast, but there is no way to defend yourself in Outlast, so that kind of takes away that aspect of a survival horror. And the aspect I'm talking about is having to conserve your ammo, having to conserve your health. Those things make a survival horror game really, really terrifying, because if you just got like a non-stop consumption of ammunition, like say Call of Duty, how you pretty much got infinite ammo, that is not scary, because you never got the feeling of, oh shit, I'm about to run out of ammo. Maybe if you're playing COD Zombies, but everyone just plays the multiplayer mainly on COD, and you never really have to worry about ammunition on that. You always got ammunition to expend, and having to always worry about it is what makes a survival horror game great. And The Evil Within and Metro are two games that do that. And also having aspects of the game that are action heavy every now and again. So obviously the gameplay you guys are seeing in the background is a bit of action, and it's good to have action every now and again because that adds to the pace of a game. But having it all the time, it just makes it stupid, and it pisses a lot of people off because it's not scary. It's just action, and that's not horror. And also, never feeling safe is what makes a survival horror game awesome and completely terrifying, because this also goes along with what I said before. Having to always worry about ammunition and having intelligent AI to fight against makes you not feel safe. It makes you never feel like you have the upper hand, and that's what a survival horror game needs. It needs to keep you kind of always feeling like shit. I don't want to fight anything right now because I'm not prepared, I don't have any ammo, I don't have any health. But survival horror games aren't for everyone, you know? Some people like games like COD, some people like games like Battlefield, how it's just action heavy and it's just fun, right? And that's fine. I like games like that as well, but I'm definitely into survival horror, and I definitely know how to make a survival horror game well. And there's so many games that come out now that just try to do that, but they don't do that. Because Evil Within actually got quite a lot of hate because it wasn't scary, like there wasn't things jumping at you and really freaking you out. And I actually did not have a problem with that, because what The Evil Within does, and it was made to do, is build tension, and it builds atmosphere, and it does that amazingly well. And also, I was mentioning this before, atmosphere is what makes a good survival horror game really, really well, you know? Having to always kind of explore areas because you're just so amazed with them, and you always want to find out, why is this area here? And like, I don't know, I can't really explain it, but Evil Within does that. It really gets you engrossed in the world, and you always want to find out more. And that's what makes a good survival horror game, is having to always want to know more about the world that you're playing in. And also that goes along with Metro as well. You always want to keep exploring. You're like, oh, I wonder what's around this corner, and I wonder what's around that corner. Oh, I hope it's not an enemy because I'm not prepared for it. That's what makes a good survival horror game. And even though I'm only 17 years old, I know what makes a good survival horror game, and that's why I'm explaining it to you guys, because I'm into this sort of shit, right? And that's why I started a YouTube channel, was to explain stuff that I'm into. And I love survival horror games. I love them. I love being scared, I love being terrified, I love having to always worry about ammo, having to solve puzzles, all that complicated shit. I love that, and it's so much fun. And that's what I really wanted to show you guys in this video, is two games, Evil Within and Metro, are two great examples of how to do a survival horror game And that, my friends, is all I wanted to discuss with you guys in this video, so be sure to leave in the comment section below what survival horror games do you guys love, and what games are the best survival horror games for you, and what games terrify you the most. So as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.